This is a Headgum original.
Classrooms full of jocks. The preppies all wear dockers. The lockers all have locks. Homeroom starts at 8 a.m. I smile cause I know I'll see you then. You can copy my homework, I think it's mostly wrong. Freshman year I met you. Sophomore year I bet you never thought of me. Junior year, but it's finally junior. And senior year, it's almost here. I'll hold you close and keep you near, yeah. One more summer before we go away. One true stoner. Now that your boyfriend graduated, I guess he's a freshman all over again. So happy birthday, so belated. Maybe now we can be more than friends. We rule this school now, let's go Hornets. Let's hold a pep rally for your heart. JV losers, varsity lovers, I knew I liked you from the start. Freshman year I met you. Sophomore year I bet you never thought of me. Junior year, but it's finally junior. And senior year, it's almost here. Would you like me if I pierce my ear? Yeah. One more summer before we go away. One true stoner, don't you know? I wish we could stay.
Shout out to Fate on Shuffle with their new hit single, One True Stunner. That was Jake Hurwitz out there for all
That
you
was you singing?
fans. That was Gareth O'Connor, the one
You were
that
playing
sang.
the instruments?
Gareth did the instruments and the
You
singing.
like arranged the instruments?
He
told them
did
what
the
to play and
mixing,
how-
the mastering. He did the writing. He did the composure of the song. He finalized the product. But if you liked the lyrics, then I wrote those. I wrote the lyrics.
Wow.
So yeah.
What did you say? It's freshman year I met you.
Sophomore year, I bet
you.
never
Don't
thought
remember
of me.
Never thought of me. Junior year.
But it's finally June. Yeah.
Oh, June. Yeah. Like the month June.
Junior and June. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Senior year, but it's finally here. Yeah.
Yeah, senior year, it's almost here. And then there's one that says, "I'll hold you close and keep you near," and the other one that says, "Would you like me if I pierced my ear?"
Yeah, that's sort of the crux of the whole thing, isn't it? It's like, I'm down to do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Get
I like you. Do
interested
you
in
like
me.
me? And is there anything I can change about my personality or person that would get us there?
Wow, your first single with Gareth.
Yeah, and I don't want to jinx anything, but there's plenty more where that came from.
So
I
how long did it
think-
take you to write that?
For me to write that, it was, I think over the course of, the entire time of writing it, several hours, I think.
A while.
Yeah. After the first time we talked about it, I jotted down some thought starters, some notes. Then I came back to it. Then I believe Gareth DM'd me. And it made
Gareth
me go
had
back to it
already
again.
written a theme song?
Yeah, I think he wrote a theme song and he like DM'd me about it and was like, I think you'll like it in particular. So then I was chatting with him. And then he told me he was down to do this experiment wherein I write the lyrics and he does everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, that made me go back to it. I think I spent another all in at that point. I think I'd spent maybe like an hour and a half. And then Gareth sent me kind of like, he worked really fast. He basically sent me a cut. And it was so good that I was like, all right, I really need to like make the lyrics better. So then I think I spent another hour or two.
Do you remember
fine-tuning.
what did you update lyrics wise? Do you remember like what you didn't like and what you changed?
Let me see. I think the very first pass had the opening line, Rows and Rows of Lockers, classrooms full of jock. That one was always there.
Yeah.
And then the one I sent him only went up to sophomore year. I bet you never thought of me. I think I couldn't crack the other half of that.
Oh, interesting.
And then I also had, now that your boyfriend graduated, now he's a freshman all over again. So happy birthday, so belated, which I really like because it's just completely nonsensical punk sounding. It's happy birthday, so belated. What are you throwing that in for?
Because her birthday wasn't like it. It wasn't until October, so
it's like now
really
that I'm
late.
like making my move, I guess I should also say happy birthday because I knew you had one and I was too afraid to say anything at the time.
I thought you were gonna say, so happy birthday to you, Kevin. Like, sorry, buddy, happy birthday, but I'm here with your girl if she wants me to pierce my ears.
That would also work. That would actually also work. And then the chorus was actually the same. One more summer before we go. One true stunner. So yeah, that was all kind of the same. I think I added more lyrics after.
You could tell that Gareth is Irish. When he's
stunner, right? Big time when he says, one of my favorite lines is, "We rule this school now. Let's go Hornets. Let's hold a pep rally for your heart."
Yeah, that's good.
But he says heart.
For your heart.
Yeah.
You think they have pep rallies in Ireland, or he just sort of had to assume?
No, when he was DMing me, he was like, "Can you explain to me what, like, they don't have freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year there?"
Right.
It's like, so he like basically, he did all of this without even really understanding the intricacies of American high school, which is
And
really
what
impressive.
would you say is a hornet? We don't have any bees over here. No, we don't have any flies at all.
Do your high schools have mascots, or is that just a thing we did here?
Or do you just say St. Peter's and everyone knows what they mean by that?
Yeah.
So when we're talking about second, third songs, any themes that we can tip that you can say, oh, there's another one about this, that, or the other?
Yeah, I'll give the folks at home a little rundown. I have two things that I'm trying to work on. One that's kind of like superlative based. So here's what I have so far. Just a one line that says, "Most likely to succeed at breaking my heart."
Nice.
Yeah. And then the either the chorus or the pre-chorus will start. Guess I'm the class clown. Funny how I never get to fool around.
Because that's like, I make people laugh, but I'm not hooking up with anybody.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's good.
Exactly
yeah.
right.
Yeah. And that's the one that's sort of percolating.
That's one that's percolating. And then I also have like another line that I think is really dumb, which is you're the perfect 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that makes my heart blast off. So it's kind of like it's a rating
countdown.
couched in a countdown, couched in a 1 for me type scenario.
That's cool.
Yeah. So those are my 2 that I'm working on now. But yeah, I should say you guys can follow Fate on Shuffle if I did this right on Spotify.
Is it on Spotify right now?
I don't know. It's not. It takes 5 days. I uploaded everything today. So
you should have
I'm
a
hoping,
SoundCloud. Drop your SoundCloud.
I should have a SoundCloud.
Because that's, I think you could just instantly, almost like YouTube.
Okay, so maybe. Well, I think I straight up had to sign up for like a distribution thing because that's the only way to get your music on Spotify. So it might put it on SoundCloud also.
And when you imagine touring you and Gareth, do you think that you're on stage with him, or it's sort of you're like the behind the scenes kind of guy?
Yeah,
because nobody needs to see you writing, right?
Right. In some instances, I guess I would be on stage. I think for me, ideally, I'm on stage playing rhythm guitar, so I'm sort of like there and available and can be part of the show, backup vocals, but I can't really sing, so they'd have to turn my mic way down so people wouldn't actually hear me. So I think... So
you're
ideally,
on stage, but you almost have like a dummy instrument and a mic that's not plugged in.
Right. So I have a guitar that's not plugged in, a mic that's not plugged in. Then there's actual backup singers and other guitarists. So it seems more like I'm playing and not totally like I'm just fucking around. But that's the vibe. I sent you the album art that I made.
Yeah, let me share the screen. So for those of you watching along on our YouTube, we are, simulcasting these now, so you can watch us. Yeah. As well as listen to us. Thank you.
So I couldn't make my band without.
I'm sharing my screen.
Album art.
Yeah, you can see that, right?
Yeah.
So it's lockers.
Lockers.
Did you make them red like this, or was this the photo that you found?
That was the photo. That was just on Unsplash. That's a royalty-free image that I searched for high school, and
got it.
That came up, and it felt right.
And the text over it. Did you do that as well?
Yeah, I just did like kind of block white font, and I showed it to Micah, and he said that I should make it kind of like graffiti, so it looked like it was sprayed on the lockers.
Oh, that's cool.
If I was really good at Photoshop, I would like actually have it, truly
look
like
that.
Yeah, but that's as close as I could get, and I only had a few minutes.
And this is cover art for the band or the album?
The single, and I guess the album, because. I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. This is our debut album, so I think this is the cover art for the whole album.
And
but the
name
album
of the
doesn't
band.
have a name. Yeah. This is cover art. So I guess technically be cover art for the band because this album is unnamed. It's only a single right now, so I don't think it needs an album cover.
Yeah. Fate on Shuffle.
Fate on Shuffle. That's right.
Wow.
Are you like? What is your opinion of this whole thing? I'm curious to know. Because I did it all for you in a way.
What? There's no way. You wrote this song for me.
This is about you.
For me. No, it's not. Yeah. No way.
Freshman year, I met you.
We didn't know each other in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like it or not?
It's good. The song is catchy in a great way. The instrument sounds like a straight up real punk song that like I have listened to in the past, but I didn't remember or something like that.
Yeah. He's really nailed the genre for sure.
Yeah. I wonder how often that happens. Where it's like one guy does everything. Like there's no bands like that, right?
Well, I think the reason I am familiar with this is that I think this is how Fall Out Boy operates or used to operate. Like Pete Wentz would write all of the lyrics and then Patrick Stump did everything else.
Oh, interesting.
Including like figuring out how to sing the lyrics so they all made sense.
Yeah. But then there's like touring drummers because this guy Gareth can't do it all live. He had to like record it all separately.
Yeah, but I think a lot of bands have like, the main songwriter who basically does everything. And Kid Rock used to, I think, compose all of his stuff in the studio. So there's a lot of bands that do that. But then when you tour, it's a different beast.
Wow.
So yeah, that's why they'd have to give me at least the second rhythm guitar on the road.
I wonder if there's a world where you can lend your vocals to some of them. Because it's never just one guy singing, don't they? It's like Tom and also Mark.
Yeah, I would really like to, but I think I'm probably bad enough at singing that it wouldn't. I don't even think Gareth could make it sound good. But that said, G Money, buddy, if you think that I can send you raw vocals and you can make it work, then I'll really happily do that.
You know what you could do is sing that song verbatim, and then he can always add your lines over him. Like sometimes it's like two people singing at once.
Yeah, right. And if I'm singing under him, then it might just like add a little boost, and it won't sound quite as bad.
Right.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I was like talking with Jill and Micah about like some different punk genres, and like the everyone singing the chorus together.
Yeah.
Is
always
is
fun.
definitely like that's a punk genre.
I want to get better, better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I am the one who will fight for your honor.
Yeah, that was Newfound Glory, right?
Yeah, Newfound Glory. I think it's a cover. I mean, it definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah, of Glory of Love.
Right.
And then there's like
but
not
it's
even
great.
instruments during that part.
Yeah. There's a lot to unearth when it comes to this punk stuff. I'm very excited.
I wonder if Gareth grew up listening to this, or he's just a musical savant where he's like, yeah, I can do any genre you want.
I think he likes punk. I'm sure that he grew up at least listening to some like us. And I don't think he like currently makes punk music. He said he's an actor, improviser, and musician. He lives in London now.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So I think he speaks the language of punk, but I don't think he's a punk rock musician necessarily.
Did you meet him in London?
No, I only met him a few weeks ago on Instagram, but from like, I'll definitely hang out with him next time because we'll probably have a live show at fucking O2 Shepherd's Bush or something.
At the very least, a studio sesh. Let's just get into the fucking recording studio for a week.
A jam band.
Get back style and just fart out a full album in a week and a half.
It shouldn't be that hard. I feel like I could write like 12 songs on the plane because that's the easiest shit,
Yeah. Are they all high school themed?
I think they're not going to all be directly high school themed, though the second one that I'm writing currently is.
Yeah.
I do think they're all whiny little shithead themed.
Yeah.
Because that's what I can tap back into when I'm writing. It's like when I was 17 and actually writing songs in my basement, it was mostly about how girls didn't like me. And
Oh, that's right. You were quote unquote in a band at this age, weren't you not?
Yeah, when I was, I don't know if, I think I was 6. I was younger when I was in quote unquote the band. I think it was like 16.
And did you guys write and perform songs? Like, do you have actual lyrics you can just dust off and turn into a new song?
Yeah, remember the song? I think I played it for you once. Me and Eddie's song, "Pretty Please." Do you remember that one?
Vaguely, yeah. But that's like a full song that's written and everything.
Yeah, full song. But I couldn't take that song away from Eddie.
I'm sure he'd be honored to have it digitally remastered
By the master.
What was Pretty Please about?
Pretty Please, it was about going away to college and breaking up with somebody.
Yeah. See, you're already sitting on a treasure trove.
Right. I think the chorus was, "Oh no, I don't want to go. I'm happy here. Can't I just stay home? Pretty please, I don't want to leave. I'm happy here. Why can't you see?" That's exactly what it was. Yeah, it really just fell out of me.
Did you record it?
At the time, yeah, I had like a little 4-track recorder. It exists nowhere now.
Oh, gone forever. Only for
Probably.
Gareth to unearth.
Eddie probably has a video of us like performing it when we were in our 20s, when he was like visiting New York. We used to just like play it on the acoustic guitar when he would come and visit.
Cohen was also in a band. You guys could totally just make a band of other people's old bandmates.
Yeah, Cohen didn't he like played some shows, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he play bass or guitar?
I think he played bass in a battle of the bands. His band was called Running on Empty, and it was also the same thing, pop punk from teenagers.
Running on Empty is a good name.
You just need a drummer. Do you know any drummer? Wasn't Streeter a drummer?
Streeter's a drummer. Yeah.
Wow.
Emily Axford is also a drummer.
The band's back together.
Yeah, but I mean, the hard part is writing the lyrics.
That's the one thing you did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what you did. You called it the hard part.
Throw Fate on Shuffle a follow on Spotify.
It is
Start streaming that song on repeat and don't let it shuffle.
Nice.
Because that's how me and Gareth are going to make bank for our next album and for our tour.
You're going to want to go on tour. That's the fun part, where you're fucking
Yeah.
doing shows.
Yeah.
Do. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to
all
need
right.
to find some fucking other songs quick.
You already know the venues from your live podcasting.
Exactly.
You can almost like finagle your way. It's like, okay, this is a D&D show, so we'll sell out the show. And also, Fate on Shuffle is opening.
We'll open. Yeah, that's right. But Fate on Shuffle will play for 2 hours, and then I'll come out as Hard One in cosplay, roll a single D20, get a nat 1, and get booed off stage.
Yeah, because everyone's there sort of to see the band of boobs, and they won't be there.
Exactly.
All right, this is If I Were You, the only advice pod on the web, hosted by a songwriter, an official songwriter,
That's right.
and me, sort of an ideas man behind the scenes.
Yeah,
so you're
it was your
behind the
concept.
scenes,
It was
and
your
then
concept.
I'm behind
You said
yeah.
Yeah, you said like senior. The girl's boyfriend is a senior and he's graduating. He's a freshman, and that made it into the final cut. That's a straight up lyric.
Okay, can I give you some more starting points?
Yeah.
Taking the SATs hungover.
Oh, that's good.
That's what all the cool kids said. Like, I don't even know what I got. Like, I was so hungover when I was taking my SATs.
Right. That's good.
Hungover
Anything
SATs.
else? Okay.
Being afraid to smoke weed at a party because you might get expelled. So it's like
Okay.
all the cool kids are getting high and you're like, I don't really want to. And then like girls like, whoa, who's that guy? He's not giving into peer pressure. Sort of like nerd
Right.
fantasy
Love that.
related to the one you already wrote.
Okay. Cool. Those are two great ideas.
Then tutoring a hot girl, sort of like you're a senior and the hot girl is a junior, and her mom is friends with your mom, and you're tutoring her. You're nervous as shit, and she's
Did this happen to you?
No, it just seems like a sticky situation predicament that's ripe for music. So, and you don't want to do her homework, but at the same time, like you would gladly do her homework just so that she kisses you on
Yeah.
the cheek and then goes to a party with her friends. You know, like that could be one of the shots. I assume you're gonna make these into music videos.
We have to. Absolutely. Me playing a high schooler. Pen 15 style.
Everyone else is actually in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a break and answer some questions because there are real people out there who are stuck in their dilemmas.
That
and
is
we have
correct.
to do our best to help them out.
That's right.
Thank you to Helix for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Amazing stuff. Helix is the best mattress company in the world. They make the best mattresses around. All you have to do is take their sleep test. You got to ace it. You have to take it, and you have to do well on it. And if you crush that test like I did, then you will get matched with the mattress of your dreams for you to have sweet dreams upon it.
Yeah, so you took this, it's called a sleep quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that sort of asks you how you sleep, and then they match your body type and sleep preference to the perfect mattress. It's not about, acing or getting it right. It's just a little questionnaire.
What I'm trying to say is they might have dumbed it down now for the layperson because they're getting so popular and because they're taking over.
Yeah.
But back when I took it, it was an exam, and there was a proctor, and I did ace it.
So you
And
prefer
Yeah.
your Helix mattress to the just standardized one you had beforehand.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And don't just take Jake's word for it. It's the number one best overall mattress pick in 2020 by GQ and Wired.
There you go.
And if you want your own Helix mattress, just take that quiz at helixsleep.com/ifiwereyou, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that'll give you the best sleep of your life, guaranteed.
Huge.
Helix even offers exclusive discounts for teachers, students, military, and first responders. They're offering up to $200. Wow, $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/ifiwereyou. Oh, they even have mattresses with specialized cooling technology if you and your family can never agree on the temperature of the thermostat.
Oh, yeah.
So check them out. That's helixsleep.com/ifiwereyou.
Yep.
Thank you, Helix.
Thank you.
And we're back. All right, let's get straight into it. We got a lot of questions to get through.
I'm ready.
Here's one about an air conditioner dispute.
Okay.
Sometimes comes up in those Helix ads. This is sort of thematically relevant. A couple who can't quite agree on the thermostat will call them AC, this person, AC.
Got it.
My wife and I are in a heated battle about turning on the AC in our house. Our latest electricity bill skyrocketed from $100 to $300, and my wife blames it purely on me turning on the air conditioner. I turn it on when I'm home for work because our house always gets hit from the sun, so the house is around 89 degrees when I get home.
Wow.
I keep it at 76 degrees, which I think is a modest temperature. I'm a firm believer that it's cheaper to have it on at all times, so it has to cool down a degree or two instead of 20 degrees. She was fine at first leaving it on in the afternoon, but I would forget to turn it off when I left for work at times. When she would turn it off, proceeds to complain to me about forgetting to turn it off, and now that the bill is so high, she refuses to turn it on. The house is a fucking sauna and I can't stand it. I've been trying to sleep with a fan on, but it just blows the hot air that's already trapped inside. I have a 2-story home, so the heat is even worse upstairs. To make matters worse, my wife seems to not mind the house being that hot. She continues to say it isn't that bad. When I tell her I'm dying, I resorted to turning an AC on so after she passes out and turn it back on before she gets up, but she caught me and complained about how I'm overreacting that I shouldn't turn it on. I have a crap old thermostat, so I can't program it. Should I just try to convince her to get a smart thermostat? Would that help? Please, advice. Anything. Help. Thanks.
I mean, I think the smart thermostat would definitely help. My house is on a smart thermostat. I leave it on eco mode. So,
but even eco mode, you give it a temperature and it just constantly keeps it in that range. Right?
Yeah, but you can also set it as a way. So it's like I'm gone, and while I'm gone, the house can get it up to this hot, and it should never get below this cold. So like your AC and your heat it's not kicking on unless it needs to, you know?
Yeah. Are you heating, cooling the house when you're like out of town, or you're just like, it can go up to 90 when I'm not there, no big deal?
It's a good question. We have only lived in here since the end of last August, so I haven't actually had to deal with it. But I think I would probably err on the side of not letting it get to 90. I think that's too hot.
I wonder if that's bad for the house itself. Like, even though there's nobody in it, I wonder if there's anything bad for plants and or furniture for a house to get that hot.
Yeah, I mean, it would appear so. I would think so. I'll just say yes.
Did you ever live without an air conditioner?
Yeah. I think when I moved to New York, I didn't have an air conditioner in my room in the place that I lived at with Cohen and Rosie, and I just kept the window open until like one summer it got so hot that I like got an air conditioner from the street.
Yeah, I remember that's like a rite of passage in New York, like installing your first AC wall unit when you're like, this is because it doesn't even get, the problem with the East Coast is that it doesn't even cool off at night. So like it'll get down to like 92 still overnight. So it's like, you really have to shower and then fall asleep naked and wet and hope to God that you don't start sweating in the middle of the night. Yeah,
the
it's
air
too
is
hot.
heavy and still, no breeze.
Yes.
I remember like installing an AC and then moving to my next place and being like, I don't want to move this AC. Like this next place actually has an air conditioner already. Like constantly when you're moving into a new place, like a tenant is going to leave their air conditioner because nobody wants to fucking walk down the street with it.
Yeah, it's a heavy box that you have to screw into a window. It seems very dangerous. It's like, I hope you install it right. Otherwise, this 75-pound mini fridge is falling out from 21, stories tall.
They kill people for sure.
In LA, our first Airbnb did not have air conditioner. I don't know if you remember that.
That's right. I remember it very well. It would get very hot. I had a
Yes.
fan in the room, and it was a solarium. It was just a huge glass room at the
we
back
had
of the house where the sun sat all day, and that was where we recorded the podcast.
It would literally, I think, get above 100 degrees in it because it was a glass on all three walls,
Yeah.
and it would like trap like an easy bake oven.
It was a
where, like,
greenhouse.
you couldn't even enter the room. It was too hot.
And that just like it was like a fireplace for the rest of the house. It made the whole entire house insanely hot.
Right. It would just leak out. You could not keep the house cool. And that house like needed an air conditioner more than any other house I've ever been in and did not have one.
Yeah. In my house now, I have all of like the little mini split AC units, and I can control them all individually, and they really work.
There is a point of pride. I know like some adults, they're like, we don't have an AC. We just use fans. And they're just like, we get used to it. And it's like, well,
Right.
I can't.
Oh, so
I
you're
don't
hot
want to
and
live like that.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, the fan plus it being too hot is a very like specific sensation that I had like as a kid growing up. But
Yeah.
I haven't really felt that at night anymore.
We never had AC growing up. We also used fans, and there is something like nostalgic and nice about like a cool summer night where the fan is blowing. You got the white noise, you got the breeze. It's really lovely. The street noise, the cicadas out there. Hell yeah! But with the whole global warming thing, it's really hot. It's not that
Yeah.
comfortable.
It's too hot. And it seems like most couples are split down the middle. You have one that runs hot and one that runs cold.
Yeah.
I'm-
What's the where's your thermostat at when you're going to bed?
I run cold, so like I don't need it to be very cold. I'm okay being a little warm. Avital runs hot. She prefers it to be cold. She's like the guy in this question. We usually keep it around in the lower 70s, like 71 to 73.
Yeah.
But it also
I keep it at between 66 and 69.
that's so, and I don't know if it's the same everywhere. Like when it's 69 degrees out, it feels like nice and pleasant. When it's 69 in my house, it feels like I'm inside of a refrigerator. It's so frigid. I don't know if it's just like
Yeah.
the way indoor air is versus outdoor, or the size of the house versus what.
Well, I
this
think
is.
because
it should
the
be
breeze,
standardized.
It's blowing it on you, so it's circulating that cold air, which I think makes it feel a little colder.
Yeah, like if I set my thermostat to 69 and just leave it, I would be very, very. I would like have to wear a sweatshirt indoors.
Right. Well, that's what I only do it when it's bedtime. I'm under the covers.
Yeah.
And it helps. I think it helps you sleep better.
Yeah,
I know that it does.
You are supposed to, but that means your AC is on most of the night, right?
Yeah, the entire night. But again, I have those split systems, so that's only operating in my bedroom. The rest of the house, no AC.
Energy.
Our electric
efficient.
bill is very, very low. Yeah.
So what can you possibly tell your loved one? I mean, you can pay for the whole AC. I don't know if they're splitting costs or whatever, but it's like whatever it like if he's like, I don't care if it's an extra $200, I can't live the other way.
Right. So you can cover the cost. I think that introducing the smart thermostat is good because it injects a new argument into the debate here. Just being like, I'm too hot, it's fine. I'm too hot, it's fine. I'm using the AC anyway. Don't like you. Coming to the table with a new idea. It's like, how about I get this smart thermostat? We'll be able to control it from our phone, so I won't. If I forget to turn it off, I can turn it off from work. We'll use the eco mode. We'll use the away feature. We'll set a schedule.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that'll save us money ultimately. And if it doesn't, then we'll switch back or we'll look at it again.
All right. Yeah. The Nest thermostat came with my house, and it's a kind of a game changer, being able to like turn on your AC from anywhere in the world.
Yeah. I was resistant to, I wanted to make my house a dumb house, and just like, not have an app that does everything. But I've made the house mildly smart, and like being able to check on the temperature, being able to control all of the ACs, being able to like look at the ring and see what's going on outside. It is really nice.
What do you have a keyless entry?
No keyless entry. I'm going old school on the key. My house in LA had the keyless entry, which I did like, but now I'm a little too worried about the security. I don't want too many people knowing the codes. I don't want to get out there.
That's cool. Retina scan entry, so it has to be your DNA, something like that.
That's cool. Yeah.
It just doesn't really help this guy at all. I'm just sort of trying to think about how to outfit your place to be super
I don't
secure, but
need
at the same time,
your help
I have access
with the security system
to the. How would I be able to?
I don't want you to be part of the equation.
I wonder if I get into your neighbor's house, if I can jump that fence. Would you know that I'm back there, sort of traipsing around in your yard?
Yeah, I have the camera in the back of the house as well.
Camera, but would it be tripped with a motion activated, or is it just sort of?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
But you can't actually have it go off every time a squirrel scurries about.
It certainly does.
Okay, at a certain point, you have to turn off the motion sensor, and I feel like I can begin sort of
I don't.
traipsing around back there, uprooting certain vegetables.
I feel like now knowing what your end goal is, I'm going to be less likely to turn off the motion sensor, right? Because you're hoping that I'll get bored with it, and then you can. What did you say? Traipse?
Yeah, like uproot certain things and sort of.
That's more than
little
traipsing.
Veggies.
That's tress traipsing.
Yeah, traipsing.
Traipse passing.
Uprooting herbs, like if you like plant like a basil bush, I'm sort of eating them like little.
You're there, yeah,
little bugs that sort of get to your crops. I want to be little worms on the leaves, basically, so you can't tell that I'm there.
I'd be upset if that happened.
Right, but at the same time, you wouldn't be able to stop it.
Yes, it would.
There's also a very quantifiable like compromise. Like usually fights don't come down to specific numbers like this. You're like, you want 76, I want 84. Let's meet in the middle, 80. It's like, you get an exact amount.
It's so hot still. It's like the AC is running. It should be at least cooling you below 75.
I once got into, I don't know if I talked to this on the podcast before. There was an argument that I got with Avital and then two of our friends, Sean Perlman and his girlfriend. The air conditioner was running, and Avital's like, can we make it colder in here? And it was set to like 71, and the house was 73, so it was cooling to 71. And I said, no, we can't make it colder. The AC is either on or off. There's no like make it colder setting. It just would be on for longer. And then they got mad at me. It's like, yes, you can make it colder. You could set it to 67 instead of 71. And I said, sure, but that wouldn't make it colder right now. It would just continue to have it on. Let's get it down to 69 and see if you still want it on. Do you see the debate that I was having? Then why they would get sort of upset with me, or are you sort of on my side?
I'm on your side.
Yes. Will you let them know? Because they still sort of bring it up.
Did you
I
verify
said, no, we
that?
can't make it colder. And then at a certain point, the AC did stop. And they're like, you said you couldn't make it colder. I was like, yeah, at the time, you couldn't make it colder. The AC was just on. And now that it's 71, it feels fine in here. Do you want it still a colder still? And of course they did, because they didn't want me to be correct in that time and place. Would you say you can make it colder?
No, I don't think you can actually make.
It's not like
I think
colder
the unit
air is
blowing
coming in.
Yeah, no, it's blowing the cold air in.
The coldest air
I don't think
possible.
I don't think that it's like blowing in 71 degree air and then 69 degree air.
Correct. Yes, but they were like, yes, you can make it colder. Just set it to 67 instead of 70 or whatever.
I mean, that might be the case. I have no idea. I'm just going on my gut.
Yeah, same. I just assume it's like 50 degree air and it'll stop when it hits the desired temperature.
Right, that makes sense.
But if it's already on, let's not make a decision now to make it colder.
I like it because like even if they're right, it doesn't matter. Or if you're right, it doesn't. You could have just like let them think that they were right, but you wouldn't have that. You
No,
didn't
God,
wanna do
no, I
that.
would never. Yeah, because
Yeah,
then
you want
I'm
to rub
not
that in your
smarter
face.
/ holier than thous.
We don't even know if it's correct though.
It's got to be right. Air conditioners
Let's look
can't. Like if you set your AC to 50 versus 70, if it's 80 degrees in the house, it'll blow the same cold air and the same amount, I would assume.
Okay, so survivesummer.com says no, turning your thermostat lower doesn't make the air colder.
Right, which seems kind of counterintuitive, right? It's like,
Yeah.
it almost depends on what your definition of colder is. Like,
Your home air conditioner won't blow colder if you turn down the thermostat. It only turns the air on and off. Cranking down the AC will only raise your electric bill.
right, which is what I was trying to argue. Anyway, tweet at me and let me know that I was right. If you disagree, I don't want to hear about it. Let's take another break, thank another sponsor, come back and answer another question. Thank you to Truebill for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Hell yes.
Jake, why do you think free trials renew without our consent?
Because these companies are trying to gouge you, Bubba.
Exactly. Truebill is kind of a gatekeeper between the companies that are trying to take advantage of us and us hardworking folks.
Thank you very much.
It's a new app, Truebill is, that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forgot about. Just install it, and then it goes through your bills and is like, oh, by the way, you're paying $19.99 a month for this iPhone game that you completely forgot about, or $90 a year for this photo editing app that you didn't realize auto-renews every year, and you don't actually find it because you're not reading every Amex bill you get, even though your mom says you should read every Amex bill just in case there's a charge like this. So Truebill sort of helps you out with that. In a matter of seconds, you can save thousands of dollars off your bills. So don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/ifiwereyou.
Boom, baby.
Just go right now to truebill.com/ifiwereyou. It could save you thousands a year.
Amazing.
Check them out. Thank you, Truebill.
Thank you.
And we're back.
Yes.
We have what is known as a silly, quote, low stakes question for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
My girlfriend and I started dating back in March of 2020. We met as coworkers at a job as engineers. I asked her out 1 week after I left my old job and started a new one, and then COVID struck. And during that time, we agreed it would be funny to not tell anyone we worked with that we were dating until we saw them in person together. This was back when we thought COVID would be over by the summer. Oops. Fast forward till now, we're all vaccinated and planning a get-together for all the people we used to work with. And now I'm worried they're going to think it's weird we never told them. Is it less awkward to give them a heads up ahead of time, or should we go through with our long-awaited plan to bring it up in person? For the second, what do you think would be the least awkward way of bringing it up? We are very much in a silly predicament of our own making and would appreciate the advice.
Interesting.
So it's like, oh, you know those two people we used to work with when we were working together? Now they're dating and we're here. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Does he need to give him a heads up?
I don't think so. I think that like it's just that it's happened in like you've been living with it in your head so long that it's starting to get weird. But I think that like everyone else will be delighted and fine with the surprise. They have not overthought it to the extent that you have.
Yeah. I'm showing up with Lindsay because we actually are a unit. We are a couple together.
Yeah.
That's what he should say in the email. So
right,
no
it's
weird
weirder.
looks, Randy.
Yeah, it's definitely weirder to preface it. Hi, everybody.
You'll notice a
just
little
as-
something different when we
Yeah.
arrive.
I need to do a little expectation setting.
We will be not with child, but with love.
You guys should make a shared email address for the event as well.
Can you actually forward it to Lindsay and Josh at gmail.com? We're something of a duo, dynamic or otherwise.
I'd hate for her to have her own email is all. Catch you at the party.
Love, Lindsay's man, aka her main chick. Hey guys, a quick update. Lindsay has informed me that she's also planning on bringing her side piece. Welcome to the email thread, Matt. If you need anything, please email us at our joint chiefs of staff, Lindsay and me and Matt at gmail.com.
Hi, Josh again. I have been blackballed and blueballed from the bedroom and this company. How is that fair?
Please, still enjoy the barbecue. Whiskey's on me, right? Randy, LOL. Hey guys, Josh again. Didn't realize Randy had passed. I haven't been with the company for long enough to know that he actually died of COVID. Prayers up for Randy. Tell Matt I say what's up.
Randy in peace.
Please, Randy in peace. So he can just show up on the day and they're holding hands. So. And it's a fun reveal.
It's a fun reveal. You guys have a good, positive relationship. It'll be interesting. It'll be nice. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. That happens sometimes in friend groups, I feel like. Like, oh, these friends are now together and they're at the party debuting, whether you knew about it or not.
Sometimes I feel like people like suspect these things too. Like I remember Susanna and Caldwell, they got together when they were like worked together at College Humor, and the way they announced it was they came to the Christmas party together.
Oh wow!
But, like everybody had kind of like thought that maybe something was going on. And then they showed up holding hands, and everyone was just like celebrating and happy for them.
They debuted like a debutante.
Exactly.
They turned the entire Christmas event into a cotillion for them.
That was their wedding.
Susanna wearing white gloves and Caldwell in a tux with tails.
That's right.
They taught everybody how to use a salad fork, and they debuted with one another. Here's a real quickie. Ready?
Yeah.
My girlfriend is at an overnight spa session with her ex. Our relationship is kind of new. She dumped him, so I assume she still had feelings. So I assume he still had feelings for her, and for her birthday, he apparently gave her an overnight stay at some place that would be a surprise, which turned out to be a spa.
What the
fuck? I aired my concerns with the overnight trip, but she spent half an hour telling me that there's nothing sexual or romantic. I do trust her, but not this dude. So my question is, what would be the best way to approach this without sounding like a jelly-ass diva? Is it possible that they're just friends?
God, jealousy is so funny when like sometimes people write in and you're like, you're overreacting. There's no need to be jealous. And then sometimes like this guy's underreacting, I would say. This is,
he should be much more scared / livid / annoyed.
Yeah, I think I don't even know what I would do if this were happening to me, but I would want to like loop in a bunch of friends. Like, oh yeah, my ex or my girlfriend wants to go on a spa weekend with her ex. Everyone raise your hand if that's good, if that's normal to you.
Well, also this person does not live in America, so maybe it's more a normal thing wherever the heck they're from.
Maybe, but it's one thing to be friends with an ex, another to see an ex, another to stay in touch with an ex, and a very another thing to go on a getaway for it's a romantic getaway. It's a spa getaway. It's
a couple's
people
massage.
hanging out in yeah, it's you nude in a mud bath in a towel in a steam room, getting touched, and then going to bed with like rose petals on the sheets, cucumbers on the eyes. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you. This is, it's uncouth. It's a little uncouth.
Yeah. And it seems like you already did. You voiced your concerns and she's saying it's not a big deal.
Yeah. So you said, I guess like what you can always say is just like, well, it's a big deal to me. Yeah. This is not a big deal. And maybe you don't think that you don't think that. This is how I feel. That is how you feel, and basically she will do with that information what she will, and then you will have another decision to make. are you the kind of guy that goes out with the kind of girl who goes on a vacation with her ex-boyfriend despite your reservations? I would say you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, some guys are cool with
Nobody
that.
wants to be. Yeah, and maybe more power to them. I think I'm not a jealous guy. I would give Jill a lot of leeway without me being like upset over something. But if she were to go on a vacation with an ex, I can't put my foot down. She's her own person. She will do what she wants. But I think I would be like, this is insane, and I don't know if I can abide.
I don't know if I can
away.
like it. I really think I won't like it. Yeah, just thinking about it, and I'm not liking it already, and it hasn't even happened yet.
Right.
Will you be able to have fun knowing I'm not liking it? Or
Is it the last straw? Is it the last
put
straw?
a weird pall on the entire event for you? Or you can also just let it happen once because it's still early in the relationship and see if it escalates, or it's like, yeah, that was. What if she goes and it was bad / weird, or
Yeah.
he made a move and it was like totally uncalled for.
Right, of course.
Yeah, like what if he makes a move on her and then she's like, I didn't like that, and now I feel maybe this whole thing will bring them closer together.
Yeah, that's an interesting take, but I would go ahead and say that like the other, just you could also argue that like this will sour the rest of your relationship going forward, because no matter how good it is, you'll always be like, but that one thing you did really rubbed me the wrong way. You know, you're perfect, except do you remember when you went on a spa weekend with your ex?
Yeah.
Did you guys hook up? It seemed like that was going to happen.
That could be a funny song that you write. It's, remember that one thing you did or something like
Right.
that.
Something you can't let go.
Oh, that's good. Can't let go. That's very punk rocky.
Yeah, can't let go, definitely.
Because it also
There's lots
sounds
of these
like
little turns of
romantic.
phrase. Yeah, right, exactly.
Like I can't let go. Not of you, of that little thing you did back in the day.
That thing you did. Right. That little slight, that little aggravation.
Doing that thing you did
To me.
when you went to a spa with your ex, like you always did. Try to forget you, girl, but it's just so hard to did. Let us know how it goes. I can't wait to hear about the spa weekend.
Definitely.
All right, that's it. That's our time. Thank you for writing. Thank you for emailing. Questions or theme songs, send them all down to ifiwereyoushow@gmail.com.
Yes.
Let's hear that song again, shall we?
Yeah. This is Fate on Shuffle with our song One True Stunner. That is a big thank you to Gareth O'Connor, and an even bigger thank you to me, who didn't write the song, but wrote the song, if that makes sense.
It doesn't. What do you mean?
Like I wrote the lyrics.
Right.
Okay.
Let's just hear the song.
Yeah.
What about every song? The first 4 songs are different seasons. So One True Stunner. Then the second one's about a girl named Autumn.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And how you fall in love.
Yeah, that's good. Then Wintry
and
Mix.
then-
It's like a mix CD you made her over
Right.
January or something.
Winter, how could I win her?
Yeah.
And then spring is like whatever.
Kind of like if you have like a little doing, you know, like those little doingy springs, and that's like your
Right.
cock.
That's actually not bad. A coil.
The moil left me with a coil. Circumcised like some curly fries. The
that's
moil
good.
left me with a coil.
Get on it, Gareth.
Good stuff. Thank you, Gareth. Here it is. Fate on Shuffle, One True Stunner.
It's like a TJ.
Rows and rows of Preppies all wear dockers. The lockers all have locks. Homeroom starts at 8 a.m. I smile cause I know I'll see you then. You can copy my homework, I think it's mostly wrong. Freshman year I met you. Sophomore year I bet you never thought of me. Junior year, but it's finally junior. And senior year, it's almost here. I'll hold you close and keep you near, yeah. One more summer before we go away. One true stoner, don't you know? I wish we could stay. Now that your boyfriend graduated, I guess he's a freshman all over again. So happy birthday, so belated. Maybe now we can be more than friends. We rule this school now, let's go Hornets. Let's hold a pep rally for your heart. JV losers, varsity lovers, I knew I liked you from the start. Freshman year I met you. Sophomore year I bet you never thought of me. Junior year, but it's finally junior. And senior year, it's almost here. Would you like me if I pierce my ear? Yeah. One more summer before we go away. One true stoner, don't you know? I wish we could stay.
Was a Headgum original.